Hello, everybody. Paul Jancarella here, and I wanted to share with you a story, a situation that some of you may be familiar with. I live with my 87-year-old Portuguese mother-in-law since 2016, and needless to say, she's getting progressively slower in her age. She'll be 88 in September. And it's been a real challenge mentally for my wife, specifically, because my mother in law is very angry and is taking it all out on my wife. And, swears at her, asks her for stuff, is very sarcastic. And she's kind of like, my mother in law's basically is kind of like me. But in all seriousness, it's been very trying on my wife. And anytime that my wife tries to help her, it's just more resentment and anger, and so there's a lot of bitterness there, and it is difficult with me, being that I immerse myself in personal growth and development every single day. And, I'm figuring out all the tactics that work for me, and I'm trying to impose them, on my wife. And that's not the way to go about things. It really isn't. I don't, you shouldn't put a soapbox under your feet, step up on it, and start preaching the world to people. That's not the way to go. But what's difficult is even my interactions with her now, what used to be charades and a little bit of English, are just silence. She doesn't, I'm just a no good son in law, which there's a lot of validity to that. There is a goofiness about me, but the point is that kind of angers me. The fact that she doesn't say anything, it's almost like I want to be more in her face, but I have to let that go and allow the journey to go in a way that I can correct it in a good way. I can be sarcastic and be a jerk and make her more angry, which makes my wife upset because it's being taken out on my wife. Or I can use what I'm trying to practice and preach to my wife. Whereas mental illness is diagnosed and maybe treated with medication, but mental challenges we all go through. Stress, anxiety, doubt, fear, anger, whatever it may be. We have those things, but we need to do the things that cure it or that rectify the situation. And when we look within and we try to bring the best out of ourselves, we may not bring the best out of other people, but eventually the best is going to come back to us. If that cryptic message at all made sense to you. So by practicing being good, no matter how bad things may be out there, is only going to help us. So keep at it and try to go about it in a tactful, positive, moral way. And hopefully we don't see one of those, tragic accidents with my wife and my mother-in-law, domestic situation. But in all seriousness, I'm very blessed with a caring wife and, quite frankly, a hardworking mother-in-law. She still cleans my gym clothes and everything along those lines. So life is good in that respect. So I wish you all a wonderful weekend. I'll check in with you next week. And remember, we all deal with mental challenges of some sort. In the meantime, be well, stay well. We'll talk to you soon.